The last thing I remember is the smell of smoke and the sound of sirens that never stopped. I had to leave everything behind: my home, my friends, my whole life, packed into a single bag. They say, you don't know what you have until it's gone. For me, gone meant obliterated. Erased from the map by the bombs that fell day and night. The journey was a blur of fear and exhaustion. And then, finally, when I arrived in Berlin, I believed that my struggle was finally coming to an end. I had escaped the war, crossed borders, and survived uncertainty. I thought Germany would be a place where I could finally breathe again. The week after my arrival, my Gambian friend took me and my girlfriend to a Ukrainian reception center in Berlin. It was a place where refugees from Ukraine were being registered for protection. The building was crowded with people who looked just like us, tired, worried, and hoping for a chance to rebuild their lives. We waited quietly for our ticket number. When our number was finally called, we walked inside together. My girlfriend handed her documents to the staff member behind the desk. He examined them for a long time, flipping through every page carefully. Then he looked at me and said something that made my heart drop. "We can only register your girlfriend." I asked him, confused, why. He replied that I had not come with my original Ukrainian documents. I tried to explain. I told him that my documents had been translated and notarized. I told him we even had an affidavit proving that my girlfriend and I had been living together before the war started. He listened, but he was not convinced. So, he called his supervisor. When the supervisor arrived, the staff member explained everything to him in German. The supervisor looked at us for a moment, then said something simple that felt like a small miracle. "Register them together." At that moment, I felt relief wash over me. They finally registered me in the system. But that was only the beginning. After the registration, they sent us to another office. When we arrived there, we were surrounded by police officers, 4 men and 2 women. We handed them our documents. They looked briefly at my girlfriend's Ukrainian passport, but when they opened my passport, everything changed. They examined it like they were searching for something hidden. Every page, every stamp, every detail. Then the questions started. How did you come to Germany? Where did you travel from? When did you leave Ukraine? I explained that when the war began, I fled to Poland and later came to Germany. What I didn't say was that I had been waiting in Poland for my girlfriend. When she finally arrived, we continued our journey together. The officers kept questioning me, but somehow, by the grace of Allah, nothing serious happened. Eventually, they took our photos and allowed us to continue. They gave us a place and a shelter to stay, temporarily. But my girlfriend felt uncomfortable there. The environment was difficult, and she didn't feel safe or at peace. So we moved into a small apartment where we stayed while waiting for our immigration process. My Gambian friend helped us register for an immigration appointment online. Then we waited and waited. Months passed. He advised us to register at the social office and job center while we waited. When we went to the social office, something painful happened. One of the staff members treated us differently. You could see it in her face. She didn't like seeing my friend and me there with my Ukrainian girlfriend. She knew that if my girlfriend received benefits, I might also have the right to receive them. Suddenly everything became difficult. Papers were delayed. Questions were repeated. Small things turned into big obstacles. But with patience, and with the help of Allah and my friend, we managed to continue. The job center treated us in a similar way. Still, we waited for immigration. Finally, in July, we received a message. Our appointment would be on October 15th. 3 more months. When I told my girlfriend, she said calmly, "That's fine." But inside, I felt the weight of time. October felt very far away. Still, we waited. When the day finally came, we woke up early and went to the immigration office. Inside, a small Russian woman called us to her desk. She looked at our documents with a cold expression. Then she asked my girlfriend, pointing at me, "Who is this man?" "He is my boyfriend," my girlfriend answered. "How long have you been together?" "Since 2020. The officer asked another question. "How do you communicate?" My girlfriend said we spoke English. I stayed quiet and agreed. The truth was that we mostly spoke Russian, but at that moment, we didn't think it mattered. Later, they would use this small detail against us. The officer took our documents to her supervisor. When she returned, the decision had already been made. my girlfriend would receive protection. I would not. I asked them why. They said I did not have the right documents. I told them they were wrong. According to European Union policy, refugees from Ukraine who have proof of their residence should receive protection. But they refused. Instead, they told me to go to the Ukrainian embassy and bring confirmation of my documents. They also took my Gambian passport and sent it to another department. My girlfriend was angry and stressed, but we had no power. We were refugees, foreigners, strangers in a system we did not fully understand. So we went to the Ukrainian embassy. The embassy staff listened to our story and said something surprising. Normally, immigration should contact the embassy themselves for confirmation, but instead, he advised me to contact the Ukrainian immigration office, where I had originally received my documents. I followed his advice. Days later, the immigration office in Ukraine sent me an official confirmation letter. I felt hopeful again. Finally, I thought, this nightmare will end. But when I returned to the Berlin immigration office and showed them the letter, they refused to even take it. They told me to apply for asylum. I refused. I told them clearly, I did not want asylum. I only wanted the protection that refugees from Ukraine were supposed to receive. They said I needed to sign some papers first. I signed. Then they told me to return for another appointment. When I came back again, they still refused to give me protection. At that moment, I realized I could not fight them alone. So I hired a lawyer. But that decision became another disappointment. The lawyer kept asking for more money. Every document, every email, every step required another payment. Sometimes he claimed he was sick and delayed my case. Time passed. My strength faded. The stress became unbearable. I stopped sleeping at night. My friend looked at me one day and said, "You've lost so much weight." He felt sorry for me. For nearly 1 year, I fought for my rights. 1 year of waiting, 1 year of stress, 1 year of hope. Slowly disappearing, and still, nothing changed. One day I finally told my girlfriend something that broke my heart. "Maybe you should go back to Ukraine for a while," I said, "or stay here and continue your work or studies. But for me, I am leaving this country." I no longer wanted protection from them. I no longer wanted to keep fighting a system that had already taken so much from me. They had taken my time, my strength, my peace. And that is where my story ends.